are you kind of approaching your cardio, for example? Like, how's that going? Like,
yeah, cardio's actually been really enjoyable. So from last year when I stopped my last prep, so I sort of missed it in the interim. So it's been nice doing cardio. It's not too much. I think I've got 1,200 in total for the week. So
and how's that split, like high intensity, low intensity?
Yeah, so I've got one high intensity, 7 rounds of HIIT, 40 seconds rest, 20 seconds high intensity, and then I have to work up to 300 calories in total in the session. That probably takes about 25 minutes to all get done, and then the rest is 800 calories spread out through the week. But to be honest, I just get it done whenever I feel like it. Normally get a big block done on the first day of my week, so on Thursdays, because it updates on Wednesday. So tomorrow I'll probably do 400, 500, just do the rest with my PR.
So that's something to touch on, is kind of, you have different forms of cardio. Generally they're thought of as HIIT, miss and LISS. Low intensity steady state, medium intensity steady state, high intensity steady state. I tend to not try and use miss very much, just because that middle ground seems to be causing issues, whereas HIIT is done really quickly, and if you do it with your kind of heavy days, I think you do it with your lower body heavy days.
Straight off the next session, yeah.
And so you seem to be able to recover better if you kind of put your high intensity work all together and then put your lower intensity work all together. So low intensity steady state is generally kind of, I try and get heart rate to 60-70% of their kind of max heart rate. So it's really kind of like pretty much a gentle incline walk, or kind of your heart rate's up slightly, but heart rate you might get a slight swell.
Yeah, but I've been enjoying it so much because I listen to a podcast or even read a book if I'm doing like the upright bike or something like that. So it sort of gives you time out, especially during prep when I'm thinking so much about weigh-ins and food and stuff like that. It's just nice to
switch off.
Yeah, switch off.
And kind of the point of LISS, more importantly, is to allow Jono to eat a bit more, because at the moment he's not hating the cardio, and if anything it's not hurting recovery, it might even be helping slightly. So in actual fact we're not using cardio to necessarily burn fat, we're just using it to keep calories higher. So I get all my clients need Jono to weigh in at least 4 times a week in the morning, and then I take an average from that. But obviously, the client, they're weighing in every day, and Jono's hoping to kind of see a new low weigh in every day. How's that kind of, when you see something on the scale that's high or low, that's kind of your emotions, and how do you deal with it?
So every day when you wake up, you're hoping for a new low pretty much, but you know it's not going to happen in reality. Recently the weigh-ins have been really good. So this last week I had a new low, which was followed by a weigh-in which was only 0.1 kg higher, which is the first time. So a lot of the times my lows have sort of made it up and low and then gone back up a bit. So this week's been good mentally for me on the weigh-ins, but I had a bit of a tough week last week where I had loads of high weigh-ins, so I sort of had to like stick at it. Obviously, that's my only option, to stick at it or change something, but I knew it wasn't time to change it.
Some people might end up breaking, binging, giving up.
Well,
John's obviously got that mental fortitude, you pursued it, you understand the bigger picture, I guess.
Yeah, I can't lie, like a year before I definitely would have been considering that, but I feel like I've definitely got over that sort of phase, that sort of mentality. I guess it's not because I wasn't into it as much as last year. I think it's been not as tough for me this year, with like the calories coming down slower, sort of understanding how long the process is. Last time I gave myself 8 weeks or something, 10 weeks, it's time I've got 25 weeks. So I'm going to get to where I hope to be in time. So
I think that's an important point, like giving yourself enough time. Like Jono started prep early because then you don't worry if there's a week where you're not losing weight. You're kind of like, well, I know I'm in a surplus and I know I'm in a deficit. That weight's going to come, and this is something. Like McDonald's on an article on it, it's like the squishy bushes of fat, and essentially fat cells. They hold water, and then they eventually you have a whoosh where the water gets released and your weight just plummets, and you just get that nice whoosh. And so last week, obviously, it was that's what we would have thought was kind of happened. Yeah, we've held on to it, and then it's basically lost 2 pounds like over the course of 2 days.
I guess the thing with weigh-ins is to try and just take your, like, just try and just understand it's not important day to day, as long as you see the gradual trend going downwards, and to understand that if you were in a deficit yesterday, you're definitely not in a surplus like the next day, so you're not going to have to put on 1 kg or even 2 kg up have fluctuations of. So just sort of be patient with the progress.
I think something else is, it's all, most of the time fluctuations in water. So if you've had like a high sodium meal the night before, or if you've gone out, if you've gone out for like dinner or something, which you can do during prep, then that might affect it. Or if maybe you've drank alcohol, then it can affect it. There's loads of different ways. So it's trying to just, as you get further towards your competition, things will get more consistent, and you probably won't have those fluctuations as much, which is nice. So important to note is don't always look at the scale to measure progress. We take monthly updates at the moment of how Jono's looking. We'll probably get into bi-weekly and then weekly eventually, just to make sure everything's looking good. Because often you look better and you could be weighing more, which I certainly had for my show. There were some days I just looked completely depleted. I might have been good on the scale, but it visually was not good. So it's not always the best necessarily. It's a good tool for progress, but not the only one.